Cheers. Have fun.
The main attractive aspect of the Chrisley family is how shamelessly flamboyant they are, their eyebrow-raising lifestyle, and the hilarious, but sometimes wholesome interactions between them. While out of the cast, many might like Todd, Julie, or Chase the best. There's something so charming about the family's matriarch Faye that makes her such a memorable and irreplaceable part of the show. Viewers have come to love her antics, rebellious personality, and sense of humor, which is the perfect combination to her good heart and old ladylike sweetness. Nonetheless, Faye's age doesn't always play in her favor. Despite being physically active, the fact that her health hasn't been the best as of late visibly worries her fans to no end. So, whatever happened to her? Did she have an accident? And what happened to her leg? Keep with us to know all the details about Nanny Faye Chrisley's health, her whereabouts, and the recent happenings involving her family. We all love Nanny Faye Chrisley's sense of humor and hilarious attitude. However, no matter how vigorous and energetic she looks on screen, her advanced age makes it impossible not to worry about her health. As if to prove our concerns right, Faye's granddaughter Savannah announced in mid-2021 that Faye had suffered an at-home minor accident, which actually resulted in a semi-serious injury. She leaned over her sofa and somehow broke 2 of her ribs. "I have no earthly idea, y'all," she said during an Instagram live. While breaking 2 ribs sounds painful even to young people, Faye is a tough one and is apparently recovering well. Nonetheless, the issue was worrying to say the least, considering Nanny's free and unstoppable nature, but something her family is well aware of. Despite the distressing situation, this isn't the first time Faye has scared us with something health-related. Back in 2020, the audience of Chrisley Knows Best saw her walking with a cane and an orthopedic boot, and suffering a foot injury which she blamed entirely on her son Todd for insistently calling her. "I had to get up and answer before you sent the police after me. So then I scooted from the table and I twisted my darn foot. All in all, we're happy to know that Nanny Faye always seems to overcome these issues with ease." Nanny Faye might be very popular with the audience of Chrisley Knows Best, but she's definitely not the only lady we worry about in the show. While her sister Frances doesn't appear in the show often, the couple of times we get to see the lovely old lady, she's always up to some adventures with Faye. Nonetheless, in recent times, Frances hasn't been the best. According to TV show's Ace, in late 2020, she underwent surgery to help cure her cancer, although it's unknown what type of cancer she was suffering from. Her nephew Randy asked the members of Facebook group Chrisley Knows Best to wish her the best during those difficult times. "She's loved by so many people, and especially by my mom. Please keep her in your prayers as she fights the horrible disease." Despite the seriousness of the situation, it's unknown what Frances' surgery resulted in, but we hope her recovery is going well. Being in the entertainment world could mean great things, but there's a side of fame which isn't always pleasant. While some people might consider death rumors laughable, many others don't appreciate the negative vibes which usually comes with them. Unfortunately, Nanny Faye is no stranger to being the subject of death rumors, and though it's unknown where exactly these come from, the timing coincides with some important happenings in her life. For example, right after an episode of Chrisley Knows Best showed Nanny Faye talking about feeling lumps in her breasts, the show's online communities started speculating, even affirming that Nanny Faye had cancer. These rumors became stronger after Frances' cancer diagnosis was revealed by her nephew Randy. More recently, in 2021, Nanny Faye was the subject of another death hoax, and though it's unclear what led people to believe it, this could be related to the rib injury she had suffered earlier that year. Regardless of the many malicious rumors about her health, nothing is going to stop Nanny Faye anytime soon. As keen fans of Chrisley Knows Best know well, Nanny Faye has been single for years, as her husband and father of her children, Gene, died several years before the show's premiere. Now that she's had several years to mourn him, Faye has shown her desire to make herself available in the dating scene again. As the show's audience remembers well, back in the 8th season, she convinced her grandson Chase to help her in setting up a profile on a dating app. Although he was flabbergasted at first, he couldn't say no to his beloved grandma. While the scene was meant to be hilarious, later in the season, Faye declared her intention of going back to dating, showing her family her new look while wearing a long-haired wig. The season also saw her trying out speed dating, without a result, but adding to the rather selfish disapproval of son Todd, who had already expressed his thoughts on the subject. "I'm sure the guy that was there with my mom is a very nice gentleman, but he's not my dad." Later in the 9th season, Faye surprised the family during their vacation by saying, "I love it down here, but I'm not going to leave Florida without a man." While it's clear Nanny hasn't found a partner just yet, we're almost sure she's going to find her right man soon. Although Todd's father is often talked about in Chrisley Knows Best, there's still a lot to know about Faye's late husband, Gene Raymond Chrisley. Though a lot of details about his upbringing are unrevealed, it's known that Gene was born in 1935 and joined the army in his teens, serving in the Korean War in the early 1950s. Something his family holds in high regard. "I am proud of his sacrifices and will never take them lightly," wrote Todd on a vintage pic of his father he shared on Instagram. In 1960, he married his one and only Faye, who was 9 years younger than him. The couple welcomed 3 sons, including Todd, Randy, and the youngest Derek, who unfortunately died when 4 months old for unrevealed reasons. Faye and Gene were married for over 60 years, until his unfortunate death from cancer in 2012. Given the great impact that Gene had on his family, it's unsurprising they often honor him either on social media or in the show. Despite Faye's intentions of dating again, she evidently misses her husband too. "I'm not ever going to find nobody like him," she said in the first season. Regardless of the seemingly comfortable life the Chrisleys have, their financial stability has been put in doubt several times since the show premiered in 2014. As it happens, back in 2012, Todd indeed filed for bankruptcy. "I had some friends involved that couldn't meet obligations, and I was not going to be stuck with $46 million, he told Radar Online. Despite the ease with which Todd explained the situation, the case actually dragged on for a long time before a court settlement was agreed in 2015. According to court documents, in order for the case's trustee to drop charges against him, his wife Julie and a former business partner, Todd, was to pay $135,000 in exchange. This seemed like a good agreement in the end, especially considering the bankruptcy was initially of several millions. Moreover, Todd affirmed the trustee's investigation determined that he and his family didn't commit any bankruptcy fraud, that everything was in order. Nonetheless, it is evident that the case was not only financially draining, but also had negative implications in the family's dynamic, something made obvious by Todd's later statement. "We are very blessed to be where we are today," adding that the family was in a good place after the case had finished. Just like any other family in the entertainment world, the Chrisleys have also faced their fair share of scandals. As it happens, Todd, Julie, and their former accountant Peter Tarantino were accused of tax fraud in August 2019. The indictment came in hand with some of Todd's son Kyle's allegations made 2 years prior, in which he affirmed his tax evasion and was proud about it. However, in light of the legal accusations against Todd, Kyle stepped up to deny that his previous statements were genuine, saying it was a counter effect of his alcoholic habits. "Everything I said in my interview was a lie. These allegations against my dad are all lies," he wrote in his Facebook account. For their part, Todd and Julie always denied the accusations against them, even before they were made public. As seen on his Instagram, Todd revealed that their former employee was apparently seeking revenge on the family after they turned him over for stealing from them. Though a case wasn't supposed to take off, said person falsified documents which put the Chrisleys in a bad place, legally speaking. Less than a month after the incident came to light, Todd and Julie were found not guilty of fraud, putting an end to such an unpleasant incident, adding to the increasing list of scandals that the Chrisley family has faced. We shouldn't forget the bitter divorce process Randy Chrisley went through in recent years, and which affected Nanny Faye in the most unpleasant of ways. The issue started in 2015, when Randy and his then-wife Pamela separated. Though the issue was mostly kept in the dark for months, in 2016, Todd lashed out against Pamela for allegedly trying to extort him and Faye. However, the woman soon fired back at the family, stating that Randy had cheated on her while they were still married. "See you both in court for my adultery divorce proceedings." Todd affirmed Pamela's allegations were completely false, as during the time she accused Randy of cheating on her, he was undergoing chemotherapy treatment in hospital. However, the worst part of the issue was to know that Pamela had harassed Nanny Faye, as she affirmed in court. "Pamela demanded that I deposit monies into her account, or according to her, she was going to destroy my family." Faye also stated that the young woman threatened to bash her brains out. Pamela was ultimately arrested for harassment, and a warrant order was issued to keep her away from the family. Although loyal fans of Chrisley Knows Best already know that Randy Chrisley went through some hard times related to his health, most people don't know about it. As it happened, in October 2014, the Chrisley family announced that Randy had been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. In the statement, the family affirmed that they were supporting Randy during his tough radiation treatment, and only asked their fans to respect their right for privacy. Fortunately, Randy was able to overcome that difficult situation, and was in good health a couple of years later. Nonetheless, it's really hard to get first-hand information about Randy's life nowadays, due to him staying away from public life altogether. Todd's son Kyle has also gone through some rough times in recent years. It all started in 2014, when Todd was granted custody of Kyle's daughter Chloe, amidst allegations of his son's violent behavior and drug abuse being made public by the baby's mother, Angela Johnson. At the time, Kyle denied the claims made by his ex, but also fired back at his father, who openly said he was unfit to raise Chloe. The following years were really a hard time for the family, as the estranged Kyle accused his father of tax evasion, tried to take his own life, and at some point abused his medication to the point of being hospitalized. The latter was the last straw for both sides, perhaps surprisingly resulting in the family's reconciliation in 2019. Afterwards, Kyle affirmed his negative accusations against his family were all lies, and though he didn't get back custody of his daughter, he admitted his faults. "I haven't been the best dad to Chloe. I've had a problem with drugs. I've acted completely ridiculous, and through all that, they have stood by my side." Seeing all that, it's evident that the Chrisleys don't always have it easy. Nonetheless, it's somewhat inspiring to see TV stars overcoming difficulties in such a dignified way as this family does, something that the audience of Chrisley Knows Best has always appreciated. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.